support our coverage using Blueberry, the community that gives creators the ability to make money, get detailed audience measurements, and host their audio and video. Get 30 days to try out the service using promo code Blueberry004. That's BLUBRRY004.
We've got our next guest here. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Go ahead and introduce yourself for me.
All right. I'm Brandon Brooks with Twinkly. We are a LED lighting company, and I am the integrations and support manager for here in the U.S.
Nice. Yeah. So you've brought us something, which is I always love show and tell. It's always better than not, especially for a product category like yours. So what have we got here, and what are we doing at CES?
Sure. So this was easy enough to grab off of our...
I legitimately told Mike, bring one of those with.
Yeah, for sure. So everything that we have is app-based, run on a network, similar to every other home product. This product right here is it's a new product for us. It's kind of an entry-level product for Twinkly. We're around the $50 price range.
Okay.
But the technology is the same. It's the LEDs. Addressable LEDs is nothing new.
Right.
Of course, LEDs certainly aren't new as well.
Sure.
The technology that Twinkly has that it really separates us from our competitors is the ability to map it in minutes from your phone, right? So that's the secret sauce.
RGBIC is fine, and if we turn around, we'll see a lot of it. However, you won't see this, in my experience, anywhere but you guys.
And I have yet to see it as well. So I guess as long as we maintain the patent on it, we should, as long as that lives. But I could, because I'm directly connected to this Wi-Fi controller right now with my phone. So it's just a one-on-one connection, which, in this environment could be a little iffy as well, right? Because there's a lot of stuff going on around here.
But it's the only thing that could possibly work.
I mean, I could demonstrate the mapping real quick. I don't know if that'll do any good or not, but it's already.
So while you mess with that, so the mapping is the thing that really sets you guys apart. It's unbelievable.
For sure.
That I was watching a video over in your booth a little while ago of a Christmas tree that was basically playing video.
Yeah.
It's wicked.
So obviously it starts with, you can string the lights in any orientation, right? It doesn't matter. You could string it on a chair or whatever, map it, and the app generates an image of that object, by recognizing the orientation, spacing of the LEDs, however they're arranged on whatever object. Then you're left with basically a canvas with which you could do whatever you want with as far as uploading custom content to, now we're starting to integrate sound, response or, music interaction with it too, right? So you can play music and it'll interact with the lights as well.
Yeah.
And then the map obviously is just a canvas like any other, that becomes a screen, for lack of a better term, right? So that's what we've been launching this year more than anything, or developing, is integration into the the entertainment world with DMX, ArtNet triggering, again the sound reactivity. It will just be basically a microphone that responds to the music. We already have that for our retail.
Right.
Line, and then we're starting to integrate that with our commercial line, which I didn't mention. So we kind of have two fields we play in, right? Sure. The retail space and then the commercial space.
There's the stuff you can buy at the store and wrap around your Christmas tree.
Correct.
And then there's the Pope's Christmas tree, which is a very different experience.
It is a different experience. So and we are an Italian-based company, so we got to do that. We got to do the tree in St. Peter's Square at the Vatican, and they all got, my coworkers all got blessed by the Pope, which is pretty wild, right? I mean, we don't. They've been blessed by the hand of the Pope. So
yeah, that is wild.
So I'll map this real quick. But the technology, regardless of if it's our entry level product or our commercial product, which is IP65 rated, a little more robust. The pixels, the string, everything is a little more robust. But the technology is the same, right? It's still string it on the side of a building, map it, and then you have a giant billboard, which is what we're finding people using it for, whether it be running sponsorship logos or company logos, or still some of the same stock effects that we have in our, gallery of effects.
Yeah.
For any of our Christmas products, but we're trying to break out of that mold,
that view, that perception.
Yes, right. Where it's just Christmas lights.
It's way more interesting than that.
Sure.
Because yes, I know you've got a holiday event in a couple of weeks,
right?
And we were talking about putting pumpkins on a Christmas tree, which is funny, right?
Yeah.
But there's so much more. The squares, the tiles that you've got over there.
Yep.
I mean, that's wicked.
It's super wicked, and which is what I love about the company. We're continually trying to, and I've been with the company for 3 years. Okay. So really, just after it kind of launched into the U.S. market, and so I've seen it go from literally a Christmas tree that you could map and do cool stuff on, right, to what we have now with the squares and of course then large commercial installations as well, and everything in between, and then the integration, pieces of getting into that entertainment space, like we're saying.
Yeah.
It's great. Like, we just want to stay stagnant as well. Most companies don't, right? And
especially when you're in a design and engineering, which obviously this is, because this type of product doesn't come about from a group of people who aren't designers, who have an idea that they need to bring into the world. And when you've got those people, they're constantly going, oh, but I could also.
It's so funny you say that, because the majority, people are like, well, how's the response? It's like, well, or what is it? They'll come into the booth. So what is your target, market? And we're like, it's up to you, your imagination. We have it from storefronts to people who've wrapped buses in parades and driven it down the street. Like, literally whatever you can imagine this on, and to utilize that. Because you can map a bus, once it's on, and it looks like a bus, and you can run stuff on it. So it's really whatever you could possibly imagine it to be, we can pretty much do. Right.
We had a set idea for a TEDx event years ago, before this was available to us, that this would have, it never happened. But this would have solved it. I'd have had it built in like an hour. It would have been
right.
As it was, it would have been weeks of custom building.
Yeah.
And with this kind of thing,
it's the time.
I could have done it.
Right. I mean, the time factor is huge, and that's what people are just flocking to.
Having to run and wire individual pixels into a pegged board, and what a pain. And then build the controller on the backside, which we were going to have to do. You got to have done all of that.
Yeah.
I would have absolutely had this set built.
So and that ease of use is really what we strive for too. I mean, there is a learning curve, right? Because with anything, you have to get your hands on, you have to play with it and get familiar with it. But once that happens, you were like, wow, this really is not. I mean, it's basic stuff that we're talking about from even from a network standpoint, because all of our equipment does require some kind of network, be it Wi-Fi or hard. Just needs a network to talk to each other with, and for the app and all that, right? But it's basic. It is not. You don't need a degree in. You don't need an IT degree to
you
run
don't
this
need to be a software engineer.
Exactly, right.
And a hardware engineer.
Right.
You have those.
Yes, we do, and I am not one of them. So.
You've abstracted all of that hard part away from me to be able to build my set the way I want.
Exactly. I do want to show you this mapping real quick, but I want to do it from an angle that I guess you can see. It would be this side would probably be the best. Can I get up and just kind of scoot around here?
Whatever you need to do.
Without causing too much of an issue here.
We got a product camera right here.
Okay. So this is the mapping function. I'm going to hit map. We're going to do an easy map just for demonstration's sake, okay? So there you can see it kind of kicks over to that mode, which says, hey, we're ready to map. We hit start. It's mapping. It's mapping. This is the Wi-Fi part that, but all right. Okay. So now it's compiling that information, and there it kind of gives you that orientation. You say, okay, we like it. You can see
Are you kidding me?
And there you go. So let's do a quick little, we'll select a, there you go, up and down. I mean, it's.
Oh my God.
There you go.
I didn't know it was that easy, and that annoys me a little bit. That it's that easy. Considering how much work we considered doing for this studio, this is amazing. I'm not annoyed in a bad way. I'm annoyed in a good way.
Well, that's good.
This is unbelievable, and now I want to build this into another set idea that I'm working on.
Yeah. So now, obviously, with
you're throwing ideas around in my head. It's unsafe.
With the size, and then you can just kind of scroll through the effects that we have. These are kind of just preloaded effects that you can use. But again, you can also create your own, and it says, what can you imagine? And obviously, this is a very small piece. If it was on the side of a building, we'd have to take more maps of it, but still, it's minutes, not hours, not days or weeks. Literally minutes.
Unbelievable.
But it still blows my mind. If 3 years later, and I'm just still, when I do, I'm like, this is crazy. I can't believe this is. It still blows my mind. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you brought this over. I'm glad you showed me that, because I did not know it was that easy. Legitimately didn't know it was that easy.
Yeah, sure is.
And I like your team. I got to spend a lot of time over there earlier. I've known Mike for years, and it's nice to see that he's in an environment that suits his personality for sure.
Yes.
You guys are all so nice and so happy. Even on day 4, we're all ready to turn the power off, and you guys are showing lights off. So
yeah, Mike's a great guy. We're happy to have him, and our team is great. So we're an Italian-based company. I think I mentioned that, but so some of our Italian counterparts are here, and it's just a great company to be a part of. I mean, I have to say that too, because we do battle that, that there's a 6-hour time difference from us. Now it's 9. It's 9 hours here in Las Vegas, but back home in Pennsylvania, where we still battle that 6-hour time difference. And it's really hard to have a cohesive team, not just this distance, right? But, you start battling the time.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning and it's like, oh my gosh. But
so Todd, the head of the network, used to live in Hawaii.
Okay. Yeah.
And most of the rest of the company was based on the East Coast. 6-hour time difference.
Yeah, I mean,
so
it makes
it
difficult.
We were literally talking about it about an hour or so ago, where his day started at 3:30.
Yeah. But you figure out ways. Obviously Zoom and all these ways that we can still communicate. But it's really great. All that to say, it's really great to have the team together at a event like this and to spend time and enjoy each other's company. And it's always good to see them and. We are a true team. It's not like, hey, we're two separate entities. Like, we are a team, and it's great to be a part of that team.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. People are absolutely going to want more information about this, because even I didn't know all of the information on this. So how can they get it?
Twinkly.com, Twinkly. I don't know if there's another way to spell Twinkly, but that is it, and it's Twinkly.com. You can go on there and find really for any solution. There is a special tab for it says for business, so that would be our commercial product line. And then there's videos and just all kinds of information that you can find on our website, and it's all there. So
fantastic.
Have at it. Love to Twinkly.com.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate you coming over last minute when I came over and said, hey, can somebody come? I've got a big gap in my schedule. Can you help?
Yeah, sure. I'll just start grabbing stuff. Let's go.
Well, I definitely appreciate it, especially
thank you.
On the last day where things are usually a little weird. So.
Yeah, well, thank you. It was our pleasure.
I appreciate it.
All right, you bet. Thanks.
Have a good rest of your day.
All right, you too.